All right. Ooh, excuse me. All right. Well, this morning, we are going to be talking about marketing on a dime. And so thank you guys for joining us. I appreciate you taking some time out of the holiday today. Today is MLK Day. And so I know a lot of folks are taking the day off, but I appreciate you guys taking the time to jump in and be part of this. Today is going to be about trying to keep our expenses down. There's a lot of things that we can do in the real estate space that really, and everybody and their brother is trying to shove their hand in your pocket and take as much of your money out as they can. Everyone wants a piece of realtor compensation, realtor commissions, that kind of stuff. So being able to market on a dime or to be able to keep our costs down and still be able to reach out, engage, and build business is crucial for our success. And so we're going to be talking today about all the different ways that you can do. Now, one thing I do recommend you do is kind of like identify the ones that speak to you. We're going to kind of go through a laundry list of things that you can do to market yourself. And these are not necessarily all completely free, but most are very, very reasonable, and a lot of them are completely free. But that being said, we're going to go through too much for you actually to be able to do them all. So you want to kind of identify, two, three, four of them that make the most sense to you that you can utilize in your business to help you grow your market share. We find the folks that spend a little bit of time on marketing every day tend to be much more successful. So every day you need to be able to reach out and jump on the phones, call, prospect, call to your friends, engage with your database on there. And then you have to spend some time marketing yourself. And so that's what we're going to go through today is a bunch of these marketing ideas, that kind of stuff. So when you think about free marketing, you have to start by thinking about social media. Social media is going to be the source of free and organic leads and business for us that we have a lot of opportunities to really kind of jump in and engage with. Now, where I really want to start with today is talking about um, long form and short form video. Now, when it comes to video, there's a lot of people that like get all in their head about video and they hate how they sound and they hate how they look, and I get it. When we first started doing a lot of video, I'd look at myself and I'd be like, oh, I'm old and I'm fat and I sound like Cooter Brown, and you'll just beat yourself up, and then at some point you realize that like this is me every day, right? And so real is so much more important than perfect. You're never going to be perfect. And so we need to just focus on being very authentic and very real. And so long form video can be a great opportunity for us to do that. You just have to kind of throw yourself out there. Now, YouTube is going to be the best source for keeping your videos on and utilizing that platform, largely because YouTube's owned by the Googler and we want to show up good on Google searches. So whether you're going out and doing neighborhood showcases, those can be really, really popular. Out and about in neighborhoods, city area showcases. Some realtor folks are doing like weekly series. Some folks go out and they do buyer education series. Some do seller education. A lot of folks are doing day in the life, what to expect. Some people do flipping. There is just a myriad of places where you can go and look up and see other folks that are being really, really effective with real estate. So some of the folks that I really like to follow and kind of keep up with out there, Katie Spaniak, she does one. We actually have Shahida Hill. She does living in Douglasville, and she gets a ton of business out of that comes through there. We have an agent that not one of ours, but she does this whole moving to Georgia thing. She moved to Georgia and did a whole video series and picked up a ton of business, and she's not even from local kind of thing. Ricky Caruth. I mean, there's a lot of opportunities to be able to utilize video and to utilize long form video, YouTube in there. When you understanding the power that that has in driving leads, because every time that you do record that video and you all those transcripts are in there, what really happens is that YouTube transcribes that and Google picks them up as keywords. So it's just a really, really great opportunity. Now, the opposite of long form video is going to be short form video. And so these are the ones where you just pick up your cell phone, just kind of jump out there and start getting into it. And there is like the list of things that you could cover in short form video. And by the way, when I'm talking short form video, I do mean short, 15, 30 seconds, 30 to 45 seconds, that kind of stuff. Short form video is a big deal. I get it that for a lot of folks, especially like if you're my age kind of thing, you're like, why would I want to do a 15 or a 30-second video? Because folks will watch it. That's why. And it's a chance for you to get out there and be known, liked, and trusted. So some basic topics that you can talk about out there. One's going to be like targeting your target clients' concerns. If you're speaking to who your target clients are and what their concerns are and how to address those, it's a great one out there. Market reports, any free resources that you offer, a day in the life, real estate news, new construction, newsletters, property walkthroughs, mortgage information, financing tips, Q&A session, dusty boots and repair and properties that are being updated, that kind of stuff. Behind the scenes in real estate, just listed, just sold, for sale, real estate advice, testimonials, showing houses. I mean, it goes on and on and on. But here's the trick on short form video. There is a structure that works really, really good for short form video. And that's when you start off your video with a hook, meaning like something that is going to attract their attention. And then you go through the entire process, value proposition, that kind of stuff. And at the end, you wrap up with a quick call me, reach out, DM me, go here for this, tell me what you think, that kind of stuff. That is the ideal structure for short form videos. So you can also like once you have that short form video, it becomes fodder for everything, right? So yes, you can put it on Facebook, you can put it on Instagram, you can put it on Reels, you can put it on Stories, you can put it on TikTok, LinkedIn, Google My Business. You can put it everywhere out there. And the best way to get competent and feel comfortable with doing video is just go and do video, record video. That's the thing. The more you do it, recently I looked back at some of my old videos and they're terrible. They aren't the greatest things in the world. I don't know, like they had like 4 views and things like that. But that's where I started. And now I'm incredibly comfortable with video, and it's that's the thing. It's not about getting a bazillion views, because you need one buyer or one seller to watch the video is what you really need. Now, there's a lot of debate about should it be long form or should it be short form video? And I think that it should be both, right? And you can also take long form video and turn it into short form video. There's services that you can use to do that. Some of our AI will do it for you all automatically, that kind of stuff. So like utilizing video is just one of the strongest things that you can do for creating content, and it doesn't cost you a thing. YouTube's free. Like all these social channels are going to be free, so it's just a great way. This is one of those where it's just about, are you willing to put in the time and the effort for it? So when it comes to other content for social media, like probably the biggest one out there after video is going to be Canva. Canva has a ton of resources, so you can do social media posts, stories, holidays, guides, flyers, marketing updates. It'll do everything out there. Now, also for Maxim One agents, we also have our Agent Wise designs that you can go in, and there is, I wanted to say, I think it's around 4,000 templates that are already there, which is like 10 years of content that you could be putting out right there. So if you're going to use those Canva templates, please don't try and overthink the wheel, right? Designers are making those. Just go put in your picture, put in your contact info, and hit send. Don't take a template and design the daylights out of it, that takes the whole benefit of being able to have this thing done and ready for you away. And that doesn't make any sense. One other thing that you definitely want to be doing on social media is you need to be sharing properties on the social media sites. Like as real estate folks, like for me, when it comes to especially on social media, right? I want you to use the acronym STAY, STAY, sell, teach, advice, you. So you need to do things where you are selling, and that's why sharing properties is really good. Where you are teaching people about the home buying process, home selling process, that kind of stuff. You're giving some form of advice or things about you and your life and just letting people relate to you. But the selling part, the sharing properties on the social media site, that is really, really important. Now, one of the big things is that when somebody sees a property that you share, they reach out to the person that shared it. In most cases, they're not reaching out to the listing agent on that property. They're reaching out to you because like it's a great opportunity for you to be able to represent them as a buyer. So I strongly prefer to share properties out of Bold Trail, but use your database or CRM first. You can share properties from Georgia MLS, from FMLS, from RPR, that kind of stuff. But I find that sharing them directly from your database is going to be the best thing, because then if they engage with it, it automatically goes into your database. So you can be sharing individual property listings. You can share open houses, coming soons, HUD homes, deals of the week, that kind of stuff. Now, I also see a lot of value in squeeze pages, and you can do squeeze pages inside our databases, our CRM, Bold Trail. So, homes in this area under $300,000, new construction in this county, homes with land, houses with a pool, all these different groupings of properties. You can share those out. If they see one of those and they click on it, now they're automatically engaging inside your database. And again, the price is right. RPR is a great source of information that you can share out into social media. So like you can go out, you can share property reports, you can share market reports, you can share school previews, neighborhood, market activity, individual flyers. Like there is a ton of information. They also have all this AI stuff tied in with RPR now. Now, if you do want to utilize RPR, it stands for Realtors Property Resource, and you must be a realtor. This is a realtor benefit for realtors only, but if you are a realtor, it is completely free. If you're not a realtor, you can't access it anyway because you have to be a realtor to access this platform. But you can go in there, it has a bunch of AI. It'll even take reports, it will take market updates, it will take neighborhood updates, and it will give you a template that you can record a video on for it out there. And then they have a bunch of Canva templates that you can steal, use, that kind of stuff. Other things that you can be posting out in the social media, like memes are a big thing. Like folks like memes. Just avoid anything political, religious, risque, that kind of stuff. There's no need to go there. I know that it's easy to cross the line with memes, but people like to laugh too. So you can do some of those for content, that kind of stuff. Being able to share what's going on. I like sharing calendar events. And some of them are really kind of fun, right? Like April 4th is National Carrot Day. I don't know who wants to, but just the fact that you're reaching out and engaging on that, like National Library Workers Day, National Pet Day, National this, National that, annual this. Like sharing these kind of dates can be a great thing that if you're looking for content for social media, it's a nice, easy thing to be able to reach out and engage with. Also, like look for local businesses that you can partner with. So whether you partner with a lender, a coffee shop, closing attorney, whoever, anytime that you can tie in other businesses into your social account, that's going to promote your social account with their folks. Because if you do something with them, they're going to share it on their sites too. And it's a great way to kind of expand your reach and get out there. Now, Facebook is still probably one of the best resources for driving leads in the real. I mean, if you poll the top agents who sell the most through social media, they say by and large, it comes via Facebook, right? So Facebook is where we're going to engage with our followers. You definitely want to be utilizing video inside Facebook. Facebook wants video, so they're like, you have your Facebook algorithm that you have to fight your way through, but Facebook gets to decide what goes out to your friends, your followers, that kind of stuff. And if you'll do video, that goes out to more than any of the other content that you're going to post out there. You do want to highlight your company, but it shouldn't just be company. We all know those folks that are like Nerium, Avocare people, and all they do is multi-level marketing selling on there, and people unfriend them with a quickness. So include real estate for sure. Don't just be 180% real estate kind of thing. You can also go out and create custom lists inside Facebook. You can take your database, import it into Facebook, and it will go out and find the people that you're trying to engage with. So you can, and again, this is another great place to share properties. I think it's just one of the best ones out there. Also, if you're going to be utilizing Facebook, please consider utilizing Facebook Messenger as well. Facebook Messenger has like an 80% open rate, which is higher than text message. 80% of the people that you message on Facebook Messenger will respond or will read it. And it has about a 25% click-through rate, meaning 20 to 25% of the people that you send a link to will click on it on Facebook Messenger. Now, if you are going to use Facebook Messenger, make sure that you have hours of operation turned on for your business page, because without hours of operation, if someone messages you at 1 in the morning and you don't answer it till 9, it's going to say this business normally takes 8 hours to respond. But if you put in hours of operation and you respond at 9, it'll say this business responds immediately. Instagram is another very powerful platform. Right behind Facebook is definitely going to be Instagram. Like what you can post there is just, it's massive. Your basic listing post, branded post, multi-photo, artsy fartsy kind of things, out and about, company highlights, views and vistas, dusty boots. Ladies, we all love the text posts, live, laugh, love posts, those kind of things. Inspirational, coming soons, quick video segments, how-tos, talking heads, tips, advice. This is a great place to be sharing that kind of information too. Facebook wants a lot of content. So you can post multiple times a day. You can post 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times a day, and Facebook will just eat it up. Instagram wants better quality posts less often. So like you can post daily, but there's a lot of folks who post even less often and still get a lot of great activity. People don't check their Instagram quite as much as they do their Facebook. So Instagram is still a really popular thing to do out there. Now, you do have to decide, do I want to post posts, stories, or reels? And they all serve a different purpose, right? Posts are permanent. They go on there. Most of the time, it's going to be like polished content that you're putting out there. And so you do want to be sharing posts, but then stories only go to people that are your followers, right? And so people who follow you, they're gonna engage with your stories much more so. Now, reels, you can share reels out, but reels are going to go to everybody on the planet. You may be talking to somebody in Paducah, Kentucky may follow you from a reel. Doesn't mean they're going to buy any real estate from you. So understanding that reels is great for reach, but not really for engagement. You may get a ton of views on reels, but if you don't sell any houses out of it, it's not going to do you any good, right? So being able to like the folks who are seeing your stories, these are the ones that are engaging with you. Most of the time, folks that see your stories are local and real. And so that tends to be much, like less people may see your story, but you'll end up getting more business out of stories and posts than you actually get from the activity level. Everyone wants to see that reel that gets 1,000 views, and it makes you feel really good. If you're trying to do that, like we have an agent, I'm not naming names, but they've got like 50,000 Instagram followers, and that they're like an influencer. And I get that, and that can be really, really great. They don't have a single thing in the pipeline right now. Not a transaction. So do you want reach or do you want business? Because it depends on what you're really trying to focus on and how you're going to try and build that out. One other, like while we're talking about social, please take advantage of Nextdoor. Nextdoor is a social platform I find that is underutilized by real estate professionals. The trick, and I get it, like when you go to Nextdoor, it's always somebody's missing a dog, or somebody did this, or somebody's complaining about a garbage can or whatever, and I get it. The folks who are doing well in the real estate space are the ones that are just engaging with that community and are nice. Anytime someone asks a real estate question, they respond. They post different things going on. They talk about open houses. They talk about different activities going on, and they engage. The strange thing about Nextdoor is if you'll just go, post, and be nice, you'll be amazed what you can do about business because so many people, I mean, like so many sellers are on Nextdoor. These are people that own homes. You have to verify where you're living, and most of these folks own homes. So it can be a great opportunity for us. It doesn't drive the same business the same way. This is a relationship opportunity. This is a chance to get out and engage with people and just go and be nice. So that's where the big value comes in with Nextdoor. LinkedIn can be good for depending on what you're trying to do. LinkedIn is a platform where you give to get. If you want to get recommendations, you give recommendations on there. It's not where you're going to go and share listings. This is going to be for business to business collaborations. You can do some stuff with investors that tends to do very well in there. But it's a place for business. You're going to see that it's a better place for relationships, that kind of stuff, than actually you will not drive sales the same way. Sharing properties on LinkedIn does not net an increase for you. I would never just go and put out listings, that kind of stuff. But this can be a great place for depending on like if you want to work probate leads and you go and you start engaging with probate attorneys in your area. This can be a really solid platform for doing things along those lines. So I'm not poo-pooing it. I'm just saying make sure you're using it for what it's intended to be used for. Um, Other social platforms, TikTok. Now, there's still a lot of people that hates TikTok, loves TikTok. What you can't dispute is how popular TikTok is, right? And so, if you're going to be doing short form video and you're going to be putting it on Instagram or YouTube Shorts or Facebook, why wouldn't you put it out there on TikTok? The difference with TikTok is that whereas Facebook or Instagram gets to decide, you get to put a lot of different things. TikTok's algorithm is different, and that's why it works for the benefit of the real estate agent, so long as you stay on topic. And what I mean by that is so like I was like I've got an old Mustang. I like old Mustangs. And so I started watching videos of old Mustangs. Well, guess what TikTok started showing me more? Old Mustangs, right? So I got a bunch of so now and it's one of those things where it feeds what you're looking for. So if consumers go out and they start consuming real estate content and you produce real estate content, they're going to match your video up with what you're looking for. If you notice that your data feeds on TikTok are very much responsive to whatever you watch, right? You watch a TikTok with Arnold Schwarzenegger, all of a sudden you're going to start seeing a bunch of other TikToks with Arnold in it, kind of thing, do the choppers. You're going to be getting all that as opposed to other things. So whatever that folks are engaging with in TikTok is what they're going to pick up on more. So for us as a real estate professional, if you're putting out real estate tips, tricks, property tours, that kind of stuff, like the folks who are hopefully looking for those type of services and engaged in that are going to see it more readily there. Google My Business, which is now your Google Business Profile. It was GMB, now it's GBP. And so this is one of those where if you want to show up on maps, if you want to show up on searches, Google Business Profile really is very important. The challenge is that it's not flashy. It's not in your face. It's not going out there. And I know a lot of folks are like, well, I have one, but it doesn't do much for me. If you're going to have a Google My Business page or Google Business page, Google Business Profile, you want to make sure that when you post something on any of the social platform, throw it on there as well. If you take photos and you upload them into Facebook, upload them into your Google Business Profile. If you do a short form video, if you do anything like that, you want to put it on Google My Business. Now, it will feel different. And what I mean by that is it's very one-sided. You'll feel like you're dumping in, but you're not getting much. But it takes a little bit of time, but you do start to build up a layer of business because see what happens is Google wants hyperlocal. Google wants folks that are in the business, active and engaged. And your Google business profile is crucial if that's what you want. If you want to be the person that when somebody takes the Google app or their phone out and looks for realtor near me, that you show up, this is going to be crucial for you to be able to do that. So you want to make sure your profile is fully filled out all the way. You want to put in photos, events, highlight your service, let people schedule, appointments with you through there. Put your calendar link in, that kind of stuff. Tag your website, and then post content all the time. Post all this content because Google wants hyperlocal. This is also the place if you are trying to use this to build business, this should be where you're keeping your reviews. And you want to ask for and request reviews to be brought in because in order to do it, you need to keep at least 4.5 stars if you want to get the leads coming from Google. Most businesses get 30 to 50 phone calls a month off their Google My Business profile. You may know where that phone call comes from. You may not know where it comes from, but a lot of times it comes through, check out your analytics on there. Please make sure that all your social platforms are all in the same name with the same phone number and the same email address. And the reason I'm throwing this out there is now it's not just Google, it's also AI. And if you want to show up in AI search, AI has to be able to find you. And if I'm Alan the Realtor on Facebook, and if I'm Alan Does Real Estate on Instagram, and I'm this over here, it has a hard time associating all that as the same person. So you want to make sure that like your Google My Business profile, Facebook, Instagram, all that kind of stuff, you're using the same name, number, that kind of stuff. Doesn't have to be the same picture, but you do want to put all that in there. You also want to make sure that you have a profile in ratemyagent.com, fastexpert.com, and Homelight and Reddit. All those profiles. Now, you don't really have to do much in there, but they want to see that you have gone in there and that you have an account and that it's not just an empty silhouette of a head. It doesn't cost anything to do that. But see, AI is going to go out and they're going to search all these different data sources to see if you're real, to see if you're engaging and that kind of stuff. And AI, there's more and more people that are searching for agents on AI. It used to be it was only Google. And now we're seeing a lot more things going on with inside AI. And so to be able to show up, that's really the trick to be able to show up on there. So just to wrap up the social media side of things, there's a lot of things that we can do in social. You can decide, whether it's going to be video, post, that kind of stuff, all your templates. But the good part here is it really doesn't cost a lot. Next piece I want to talk about is going to be Sphere and database. And this is really where the money is in our business. A lot of times folks will poo-poo Sphere and database. Like I hear all the time, I know Neil does too. Like I need leads. If only I had more leads. I need leads. Oh, I want leads. Oh, if only I had more leads. And then you're like, well, who are you talking to is from your database? Well, those people aren't interested. Yes, they are. Like your database, these are people that know, like, and trust you already. Why would you go out and find other people as opposed to engaging with the people that you already have? And so utilizing your database really is crucial. 80% of agents get 80% of their business from people they know, people that know them, and people they're trying to do business with. So when we start taking this, and by the way, like you could go spend extra money on a database, but we all have databases. The trick on your database is to get it set up and organized and to not overcomplicate things. Like on all of our databases, I mean, I don't care if you're using Bold Trail, Lofty, Top Producer, I mean, it doesn't really matter. They're all set up in a very similar fashion. Very first thing you have to do is set up your profile. Go and edit your profile, put your pictures in, put your bios, MLS usernames, all that kind of stuff. Once that's done, your website's done, your email signature's done, all that kind of stuff gets it done. And then you want to make sure that your website is updated if you need to. For most of us, it's automatically working. We don't have to worry about it. You do want to decide how you want to reach out through your database, whether it's sending texts, emails, that kind of stuff. And then the last biggest piece is probably going to be where you're inputting your people into the database. I don't like doing bulk upload because one, when you do bulk upload, first of all, it won't let you text out because it says that you don't have permission to text out. And so if you will put people in your database, when you make calls, you will grow your database and actually have a database of people. A lot of these folks think that a database is this cold list of people. That's not where the real money comes from. If you call someone and they're like, "Who's this? What's your name? How'd you get my number?" That's not someone that should be in your database. Your database these should be warm contacts, people that you know, people that know you, and people you're trying to do business with. And when you call, reach out and engage, and then put somebody into your database, you'll find that's a much easier way, and it also doesn't feel nearly as daunting if you go and say, "Oh, well, I just put 500 contacts in my database." Well, at that point, it may start sending out emails, start sending text messages. But if you're going to have a real relationship, and it comes with having conversations, that's just the bottom line. You have to have more conversations because see, what you really want to do is you want to take your database and then compare that to the 9Ds, right? The 9Ds is just divorce, diplomas, dumpsters, like who's getting married. It's all life events. And the folks who are engaging with the 9Ds are much more likely to buy and sell real estate this year. So those are the folks that you really want to kind of focus on. And so the most important thing that we can do with our database is, and I know it's crazy, but did you know that you can actually use these things to make phone calls? I know. Wow. And it doesn't cost anything for you to make a phone call through it either. So like calling out, and when I say calling, I don't mean cold calling. I don't mean that kind of stuff, but just calling is, like doing the check-in call. How are things? Just checking in with you, seeing how things are going. Like that follow-up call, that reach out is just so crucially important. So of course we want to call all of our hot leads, we want to call our warm leads, but anyone that visits our website, anything that comes off any of our lead gen, that kind of stuff, we need to be engaging with that. The more phone calls that you make, the more business that you're going to have. Now, texting is also equally, I mean, not equally, but it is important, right? And so you can text out, you can do a lot of outgoing text, right? Talking about availability, properties you found that may match up for that, asking about their interests, trying to re-engage people on that. If they don't, when you call someone and they don't answer, follow up with a text. That works out really good. Emailing, emailing out into the folks, sharing properties, sharing advice, all the same things that you would probably be doing on social media that we talked about. You can share that information out through email. Like when we were very young, we focused on like trying to make 20 phone calls a day, and everyone that if we would make 20 phone calls and try and talk to 20 people, and we'd try and send 20 text messages a day. That right there, like if you do that's 40 outreaches a day times 5 days a week. That's 200 a week. And so that works out to 800 a month that you are doing. Like that starts to really add up. That's where you start building serious momentum in your business. And by the way, it didn't cost anything for me to phone, didn't cost anything for me to text, didn't cost anything for me to send emails. So we need to be very intentional about what we're doing. Now, one of the things that I do encourage you to do, and I would rather you did it inside our databases, is to share property alerts, to share properties. Now, we talked earlier about sharing properties on social media, and that can be good for cold leads and that kind of stuff. But as far as like once you have someone that is looking, oh well, we're not sure when we're going to sell, we're not sure about when we're going to buy, that kind of stuff, and you start sharing out properties that they may be interested in, what you find is that if you'll set every single potential buyer up in your database with a property alert, that all of a sudden things change in their life, and you may not know that that has changed in their life. But if all of a sudden let's just say you have 200 people in your database, and these 15 people start opening your property alerts, start looking at properties, like there's your tell, right? That those are the folks that you need to start engaging with. Why would they start looking at properties if they weren't interested in buying right now? Now, you can utilize Georgia MLS or FMLS to be able to share properties, but then you have to go in and track it and follow it and do those kind of things. If you will use Bold Trail or your CRM to be able to track properties, you will get a much better response out of utilizing that. Um, I just can't stress enough how important it is that we are reaching out and having conversations. It really is like the more conversations about real estate, the more transactions that you're going to get. 40 conversations about real estate averages one transaction. And so the more places that you put yourself in to have more conversations about real estate, the more transactions that you're going to get. And the price is absolutely right. All right. One other area I want to talk about here, and that is referrals. So you have to be very intentional about referrals. But if you are going to work referrals, then referrals becomes a lifestyle. For living by referral means that you live by giving referrals first, right? You give to get. That's like a very important piece of living the referral lifestyle. Whenever you have someone that needs something, when you can start referring other people out, the more that you refer out, guess what happens? More people start referring right back to you. So living that referral life is very, very important. Now, two things. When you give a referral, call the person that you're giving the referral to and let them know that it's a real human being and say, hey, I just sent Bobby Sue or whoever. They're going to be calling you about yada, yada, yada. I just wanted you to know I sent them to you. And so immediately that's a big deal because the person you referred may tell them that you did, may not, but you want them to know. And it's also a nice thing to be able to start and have a conversation. Now, when you get a referral, when someone refers somebody to you, you need to make that a really big deal. So if someone refers you a client, man, first thing you want to do is call them and thank them. Thanks so much for sending me, you know, Petunia or whatever kind of thing. Like I really appreciate it. My business lives off referral. It wouldn't be possible if wonderful people like you didn't send me a referral. So thank you. But then don't quit there. Carry that all the way through. When you start showing them properties, hey, just wanted you to know I'm showing Petunia properties this week. Or hey, just a quick heads up, we're under contract with Petunia right now. Or hey, I'm heading to the closing with Petunia, and man, this wouldn't be possible if it weren't for you. Like when you start living this referral lifestyle, because the more people that you think about sending you referrals, the more likely they are to send you more referrals. So it really is self-replicating in there to do that. One other thing that's not necessarily free, but is definitely on the cheaper side is pop buys. And so I like pop buys. Pop buys can be really fun and interesting. It gets you out of the office some, that kind of stuff. And there's so many things that you can do with pop buy. And I get there's a lot of things that have to do with dad jokes when it comes to pop buys, right? I can drop you off a package of Peeps around Easter and be like, hey, I just want to thank you for being one of my Peeps, right? Like you can send out like seeds, bulbs, small plants, and then just thank them for helping your business grow. Um, like there is just so many different things that you can do. Like for us, we like to drop off cheap wine, a cheap bottle of wine, and let them know that I've got nothing to whine about with friends like you. Little things like that go a very, very long way. You can do lotto tickets, donuts, sweets, cakes, that kind of stuff, because life is sweeter with people like them. Just little lanyards, little things that you can do to reach out and engage. Now, and these are for your best referrers. These are for the people that you're trying to do the most business with, the folks that care about you and you care about them, that kind of stuff. This is all, in talking about referrals, you really can't miss the opportunity of just going and doing little things that really carry a really big impact. And there you can look up so many different things you can do with a pop by, but they work really, really well when you start tying in database, with living referrals and doing pop buys, that kind of stuff. Super, super powerful things that you can do that really kind of drive home or drive that home. Now, when it comes to like other lead gen, trying to do some kind of lead gen, we definitely can hit up like the portals and that kind of stuff, but those aren't free. Now, if you want and I have a love-hate relationship when it comes to like Zillow, Realtor.com, OpCity, that kind of stuff. And that is for a lot of agents, that becomes the trap. Like this year, Zillow's predicting their revenue being like $3.5 billion. But they're predicting their revenue in 2 years being like $5 billion. And where's that revenue going to be coming from? They want it to come from us, right? And so uh on one hand, I hate giving Zillow 40% of my compensation. And on the other, 60% of nothing, it's a lot better than 100% I mean, 6% of something is better than 100% of nothing. So I get it that there's only so much ramen you can eat. And so we do have a list of 70/30, 60/40 referral sites where you can go and sign up for it. Melissa, if you would maybe put that in chat for me today as well. This is just a place, these are a list of places where you can go and do 70/30, 60/40, 65/35 different referrals. You can sign up for the different referral programs, that kind of stuff, and they'll send you leads and you're going to have to give away a piece. Now, I'm not the greatest fan of them because I would not I don't like to give that type of money away. But like I said, there's only so much ramen you can eat. So if you want to take advantage of those, feel free that you can um, uh, utilize that out there. I wouldn't say it's necessarily cheap, but it's cheaper than absolutely having nothing else going on in there. Let's see. So all those referral sites are really, really positive on there. Other things that you can do that as far as like growing business out there. So we all have Remind. Well, as long as your brokerage has FMLS, then you have access to Remind. And I'm not talking about the Remind that we're for uploading documents and that kind of stuff, but there's a prospecting platform inside Remind. And so I can go in and define my area on the map. I can go in and look for off market or people with a really high sales score or folks that have owned their home at least 15 years, have a two-story home with $250,000 in equity, and those folks might be very interested in moving to a ranch, that kind of stuff. So you can do a lot of prospecting in Remind. That is a nice opportunity to be able to reach out to and engage on there. Agent and agent referrals can be very good for growing additional business. If you're like nice thing about agent referrals, we were talking heavily about consumer referrals, but like I'm not driving to Cumming to show a house. I don't think Neil's driving to the Locust Grove either, kind of thing. So I'll be glad to send somebody to Neil and like you coming to Neil? Are you coming to Locust Grove, Neil? Yeah, yeah.
Oh, sir.
I'm with you. I'm with you. So those agent referrals can be a really powerful thing to build into your business as well. Um, let's see. Business cards, both digital and paper. Um, like there is Popple, Blink, Link, Mobilio. There's like a bazillion of them out there. I use Popple personally because I like being able to share a digital business card. I don't always have the paper ones with me the way I should. I find that one to be kind of effective to do. But the main reason I like the digital ones so much is when I share my information with you, one, you're immediately putting it into your phone, and two, it a lot of times they'll say, "Do you want to send this information back to there?" So now it's a two-way communication. Now I gave you my contact info. It's now in your phone, and then hopefully I'm getting yours as well. So that's why I like the digital business card. But now don't poo-poo the paper ones. You can still print off your business cards and leave them everywhere. Barbershops, salons, repair shops, gas stations. I know Mark Brown got a transaction by leaving business cards at the gas station kind of thing. So just keep using it. And a lot of that is that premise of always ABC, always be closing, right? Definitely a big piece. Now, when it comes to your website, you have a couple of different options there. So, yes, you are going to have your website that's going to be part of Bold Trail or your database or your CRM. Um, sorry, I was reading Melissa's comments there. Um, so you want to make sure that your like your lead gen website is set up and ready to go, but also please make sure that if you are a member of Georgia MLS that you have your Georgia MLS website set up as well. Not that it's going to drive that much business, but people will start to check you out. And when they check you out, because they're going to Google your first name, last name, real estate, you don't want them to go to a site and all it has is like a silhouette of your head and a welcome coming soon message out there. You want to make sure that really is pertinent to you. So when it comes to your website, like it used to be, like back in the day, we all had to have websites because that's where everyone went. Now, if you have a website and you don't give them a reason to come, nobody's coming, right? And so you have to look at, if I want my website to be able to drive business for you, I have to give them a reason to come. So we're going to be, in order to do that, most popular is going to be using landing pages, squeeze pages, those kind of things. When you send that, whether it's out of social media into your database, that kind of stuff, it automatically is sending people back to your website, which is ultimately going inside your database. So being able to share out properties is really, really crucial on there. You can also do blogging, vlogging. You can, emailing out into your database, asking your folks to search on there. What we find is that if you will ask your buyers and sellers to use your website to search for it, if you'll talk about the fact that our websites are like we're pulling out of the multiple listing service every 15 minutes with the most up to the minute information. Uh, we've all seen that sometimes I've seen things on Zillow that have been there for years, kind of thing. So you know that you're getting really timely information by working with me, that kind of thing. You can send out videos, emails, social media. But the whole idea here is that if you will give folks a reason to come, they will come. If you don't give them a reason to come, then your website's going to sit there and collect dust. Now, please make sure that your bio is filled out on there. Make sure your bio is filled out on all your social sites. Um, Strange fact, but the second most viewed site on anyone's website is the About Me page. If you are going to use a real estate professional and you didn't know that much about them, are you not going to check them out? You are absolutely going to check them out. So make sure you have that put in there about the about you and those kind of things. But the other side of that is you have to be getting reviews. Now, whether you keep them on your website, whether you me personally, again, I like keeping it on my Google My Business page, but being able to utilize reviews is a big piece of being able to grow that business for you. You should ask for one review a week from clients, friends, partners, that kind of stuff. If you can get one review a week, that's 50 reviews a year. That will propel your business. It will raise your ranking on your Google My Business page. It will stimulate a lot of really positive growth. You can also put your Google review me link on your email signatures. You can send it out into your database. Uh, Part of this just comes to where we're at in this world right now. Like if you're going to spend anything even slightly pricey on Amazon, for example, what do you do first? Well, I'm going to see how many stars they have. I'm going to go read the reviews. What have other people done? If I'm spending more than a couple $100, I'm checking it out. This is somebody's most expensive asset that they're buying or selling. You think they're not going to check you out? They're absolutely going to check you out. So managing your online reviews is a very important piece. And by the way, doesn't cost anything to do it. So make sure that you are paying attention to that. New construction is another place where I feel that we have a great opportunity, and without a very low cost marketing opportunity, you can go to like working new construction as the to represent buyers. See, what's going on in new construction is our builders are marketing to us, and they're leaving it up to us to market to the consumers. So this is great information, whether you're sharing it into your database, sharing it into social media, using it for videos, that kind of stuff. New construction is a great place to do it. The crazy thing is that new construction is old school real estate, because a lot of our new construction sites are not sharing, like they may have one listing in the MLS. They may not have a single listing in the MLS. A lot of times they are running some right now amazing specials and amazing rates, but they're not really communicated anywhere. You might see a flyer tucked in, left in an office somewhere, that kind of thing. So if you want to do really well by taking advantage of new construction, you got to get in your car and go out and drive and meet the on-site people. Because when you meet the on-site people, that's when you find out like there's a builder right now and they're running first year 0.99, second year 1.99, third year 2.99 for the term of the loan. So it is a buy down plus a stupid low interest rate. But you don't find that unless you go and meet them. But then while you go meet them, you turn around and you take out your phone and you record a video that says something along the lines of, I've got a builder right now. You say it with a hushed tone, right? I got a builder right now, 0.99 first year, 1.99 second year, 2.99 the rest of the time. Call me, right? Because the whole idea here is that you want them to call you so that you can bring them as a buyer to the thing. Go in and show the house, talk about the features, talk about any kind of specials, anything going on, how much in rebates they're offering. Are they throwing in garage door openers? Are they, are all the appliances included? All that kind of stuff. But use the new construction property itself as fodder to be able to communicate, and then embrace those on-site agents. The on-site people will really help you on there because they want you to bring a buyer. And so you can definitely use new construction and the price is right. Everyone should have Calendly. If you don't have Calendly, go get Calendly. There's a free Calendly version. You can put it on your email signature. You can share it out into social media. You can put it on business cards, the whole nine yards. It should be on your Google My Business page too. But the whole idea here is that anyone can make an appointment with you, and appointments are vitally important for us. You know, 70% of appointments in a transaction. So the easier it is for someone to make an appointment with me, the more I want to really embrace that very, very strongly. Now, I'm a bad example of this next one I want to talk about, and that is wearing your name tag. I don't have mine on today, but like if you'll wear your name tag when you're out, this is the chance to be able to talk to folks one on one, look for opportunities, be inquisitive, be prepared, be ready for that conversation. Oh, you sell houses? Oh, you're in real estate. Like that's a great. Now, why would they pull that up? Some people are just friendly, but sometimes they may have a real reason. And so like wearing your name tag is very, very important to be able to jump out and take advantage of just where you're at, what's going on, that kind of stuff. I get it. Sometimes we look like a hot mess and we're in the grocery store and we want people to leave us alone. But like just being very intentional about your business can really help you grow your business. Um, Open houses is another place where I kind of want to like kind of have a little bit of a come to Jesus meeting about open houses and what's going on right now. Open house is a great opportunity, and I'm like one thing that we saw this year in Tom Ferry, uh, when they were going through and interviewing all the top producers in Tom Ferry, um, they kept saying, well, how'd you start in real estate? What do you do? And I heard so many times, open houses, I do open houses, I did open houses, open houses, open houses, open houses. And then I'll have agents that'll come to me and they'll say, open houses are a waste of time. And they have nothing in the pipeline. And I'm looking at all these people that are top producers in the country. And they're like, open houses, open houses. I do open houses all the time. And so understanding that there's a disconnect here and that we have to be looking at open houses from an open mind. First thing is that a lot of our buyers now understand the one of the byproducts from the NAR settlement is that you have to have a buyer brokerage agreement prior to looking at a home. How do you get around that if you're a buyer and you don't have a relationship with an agent yet? How do you look at houses? You go to open houses, right? I mean, that's the thing. And so we see where the average buyer has attended at least one open house. That's just the average buyer. The average buyer visits at least one open house. And so if you know that almost 100% of your buyers are attending an open house, why would we not hold them? So think about when you're going to hold it. Definitely, you want to avoid conflicts. Don't try and be there during a Falcons or a Georgia game, that kind of stuff. You want to market and communicate that through social media into your database, all the market to your sphere, everyone that you're going to be doing open house. Um, you want to make sure you put it inside the MLS, and then you want to go out and really try and prepare for this thing. And by prepare, I mean a couple of things. One is go get a list of other similar homes in the area that are similar to the open house. Because you'll see that when people come in, they're like, I wanted an open floor plan, or I was looking for this, or I was looking for that. And you say, well, I've got a list of other homes in the area. Are you working with a realtor? Can I, like I can take you from here, or we could go do that kind of thing. That's why I like doing open houses with multiple people in here. The other thing that I strongly, strongly, strongly encourage you to do is you need to prepare a bio or an about me sheet that you give to everyone that comes into your open house. When they're coming to the open house, like I see a lot of times agents will just be like, oh yeah, they'll hand them a property flyer and walk away. This is your chance to build a relationship. So talk about why you're a great choice to work with. Like it should be something that you're leaving them with your contact information, how to reach you, your background, your history, why you are the greatest agent for them to be able to work with out there, kind of thing. So when it comes to the day of open house, show up early. Sometimes I've had to do dishes before, that kind of stuff. Hopefully not. Make sure everything's clean, organized, set up. We put out 15 open house signs. Now, some folks will be like, why do you put 15? We put 15 out because it works, right? And so, like signs, and more signs. We put it out there, that kind of stuff. Anything that's going to draw people in is going to be a big deal. And then when they come in, engage with the people. Don't do an open house and stand in the corner and be like, house over there. That is not the purpose for doing an open house. I know a lot of agents do an open house just to shut up a seller, and those are always crappy open houses. So understand that open house is a great chance for you to pick up some new business on there, kind of thing. Uh, you know, be prepared with your business cards and just go out and start engaging with the folks. It's really, really important. But again, if I can stress one thing, market you more than you market the property. Like that's why you're doing the open house. All right. A couple last things just to wrap up. One, newsletters. I love newsletters. I think newsletters are a great thing to do. I think you should be sending a newsletter out once a week, maybe once a month to everybody in your database. It doesn't cost anything. If they don't open it, it isn't hurting anything. But you can send out great newsletters, whether like, and it doesn't have to be rocket science, but when you send out a newsletter, please include links for people to search for properties. Talk about market updates, those kind of things. Newsletters are a really great thing and generally don't cost you much at all on there, kind of thing. Um, so thank you cards is another great thing. I find that like there is a small cost associated with thank you cards. I know, gosh, I know probably 20 agents that built their entire business by writing 10 thank you notes, 10 personal notes every week. That was their whole thing. And like if you see these realtors, they're walking around, there's always a stack of note cards in their purse or in their on their possession because they're always writing thank you notes. Thank you notes are a really, really powerful thing. And so consider utilizing those when you do that. Really that's kind of the end of my list of like cheap, free, easy marketing ideas. Like I'm all about marketing on the dime today. Do you guys have anything that maybe you felt I missed? Anything you want to throw in? Any kind of questions? I am an open book. Hey, Neil.
Hey, um, so that was a good review, Alan. I agree. The open house theme, you get out of it what you put into it. Like basically, is what you're saying. Um, and I think that now I will say the thing I picked up that I've never done before was the having some flyers for other homes and showing them, because you do hear that. You do hear people at open houses say, "Well, I wish it had this," or "I wish it had that," or something. And if you've got something that meets that need, I mean, they may just be saying it, but most time they're not. Most time they are being brutally honest. So I think that's a very good tactic for helping you market yourself as an expert, knowing what's on the market, not just that one home. Um, and then also back in the beginning when you talked about video, um,
Video's
it's
big.
important. I mean, I'd much rather watch a video than read a story about something. It's we're all lazy and we look for the easy way. Well, so does other people that's in the marketplace. Um, but great day. We ended up with a lot of people on here. I wondered, with it being a holiday, if a lot of people may not, but I
Yeah, I
see.
wasn't sure either. Yeah.
Awesome. But thank you, Alan.
Well, thank you guys very, very much. Does anybody have any other questions? Next week we have Bold Trail coming on. They're going to be going over, starting off with Bold Trail basics. They're going to be doing some coming out about every month or so, and they're going to start teaching too, just to make sure that we are providing as many services as possible for the agents. So they'll be with us next week. Anybody have any other ideas, questions, comments, anything? And everybody quiet today. So, all right. Oh,
Helen, real quick.
hey, Alicia.
Yes. Hi, good morning.
Morning.
So, any ideas for marketing for a place that you kind of visit daily, like how Mark left his card at the gas station, other than a business card? Do you think calendars are good marketing tools if you leave some places?
Me personally, I've never I tried that at one point and I
Uh-huh.
didn't get anything out of it. It's kind of like I get asked every once in a while, should I do a billboard? And I kind of feel the same way. It's okay for general marketing, but I don't find that it actually it drives business. We have I've talked to several realtors that have them that have like used billboards and that do those kind of things. It really becomes about being more consistent
Okay.
on that. So I see where an agent sends out a calendar or like a sports calendar and they mail it to 1,000 people. But then if they don't get something the month after and the month after and somebody that stays engaged, then it just kind of ends up being white noise. So it becomes much more about repetition and consistency
Okay.
on there.
Okay. I'm just trying to think of something creative because, like, I go to the gym. I go to Fitness 2020, and
Mhm.
I kind of feel like a community with the
Oh,
gym.
you
Like
in there with
everybody,
the
like, hey,
pretty people too. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, we get work done at Fitness 2020, but I kind of build like a community at the gym. So I just want
Yeah.
to like some type of marketing I could do. Like me, I was thinking about leaving like a little granola bar or my compliment my like my car attached to it, like exiting they could grab that or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, like a pop by, but they're popping by for
Yeah,
you. That's I think that's a pretty neat idea kind of thing.
yeah.
I
I
will
think
tell you an idea I've had on that at the gym, actually. I have
okay.
thought, if whatever you're wearing to the gym, if you even put on the back of a t-shirt a QR code that took them to your website.
Oh wow,
Everybody
that's
that
good.
everybody in the gym's carrying their phones. And when you've got your back to them, they're likely to sneak a picture and scan that QR code. I mean, you just never know. And then when they see it, well, then that puts it in their mind. They may never actually go to the site, they just see it pulled up, but it puts it in their mind that you're a realtor,
Okay,
So and that's just an idea. I have ideas
that's a
all the
good
time.
idea.
But
No, I like the idea of being able to communicate that you're a realtor, that kind of stuff. And so
mhm.
that's awesome. Um, oh, we got a comment in chat. I use banded sweatbands for pickleball. Oh, that's cool. Like that makes a lot of sense too. I like that a lot. Um, uh, Other pieces of useful, inexpensive, useful equipment. That's a great idea. So, like, good stuff.
Yes. Thank you.
Sure. All right. Any other questions, comments? All right. I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday. Thank you guys for being on. I appreciate your time. If we can be of any service, myself, Neil, anybody, just reach out. Love you guys.
Bye,
Bye.